Let's be direct. By 2026, the entire strategic landscape as we know it will have been reshaped by AI. For any leader, understanding these new dynamics isn't just about gaining an edge, it's about survival. What we're going to cover here is a strategic framework that will put you ahead of the curve. This quote really gets to the heart of it. After talking with hundreds of entrepreneurs who are winning right now, this is the one theme that comes up again and again. Speed. It's not just another metric on a dashboard. It's the single most important strategic asset you have. The real differentiator in this new era is how quickly you can get from a concept to a live product. Okay, so let's start with the models themselves, the big players. While it feels like they're all in a race to be the smartest, what's actually happening is that they're becoming more specialized. So the key question isn't which model is best. The real question is, which model is the right strategic asset for what I'm trying to accomplish? And if you look at how this breaks down, it becomes really clear. You need to sift through mountains of data or dense legal docs. Google's Gemini 3 with its massive context window is your go-to. Need a partner for high-level brainstorming and creative work? OpenAI's GPT 5.2 is basically purpose-built for that. But if you're building software, well, Anthropic's Claude 4.5 Opus is still the undisputed leader in generating quality code. But here's the thing you absolutely have to grasp. Winning the Best Model of the Week award is a fleeting victory. One company drops an update, and a few days later, a competitor catches up. These small, incremental improvements are impressive, for sure, but they're not where a lasting competitive advantage is being built. The real strategic war isn't being won with code. It's being won with silicon and control over the entire supply chain. And that brings us to the core argument of this entire analysis. The long-term winners in this race won't be decided by who has the slightly better model today. No, they'll be decided by who owns the entire ecosystem, from the chips all the way to the end user. That's the real moat. This comparison just lays it out perfectly. Look at OpenAI. Their entire strategy is centered on having the best model. It's brilliant, but they're burning through cash on compute costs and are completely dependent on investors. Now, contrast that with Google. They're playing a totally different game. It's an infrastructure-centric strategy. They make their own chips, they own the cloud, and they have distribution built into products that billions of people use every single day. That is a structural, defensible advantage. So this really forces us to ask the big strategic question. When your competitors own the entire stack, from the hardware to the customer, is simply having a slightly better model a viable long-term strategy? All the evidence suggests that, in the end, infrastructure and distribution will win out over a marginal edge in model performance. So what does all this high-level strategy mean for your actual day-to-day operations? Well, it means we're seeing a radical acceleration in digital production. This is where that theme of speed we talked about becomes a concrete reality for every single company, not just the giants. Let's talk about one of the most disruptive ideas driving this change: vibe coding. This isn't just an AI helping a programmer. This is a non-technical person describing what they want an app to do, just in plain English, and an AI agent goes off, builds it, and deploys it. What this does is blow the doors wide open on who can create things, and that changes the very nature of innovation. And this new workflow, it's just transformative. A process that used to take a whole team of engineers and months of work can now be done by one person over a weekend. Just think about that. Someone on your team spots a bottleneck on Friday, and by Monday morning, they've built and deployed a custom app to fix it. That's not science fiction. That's the new reality. And it's not just happening in software. We're seeing the exact same radical compression in media production. AI isn't just another tool in the editing suite, it's becoming the entire studio. This is huge for marketing and content strategy. We're talking about a single person generating a whole week's worth of video content in a single afternoon. The way this works is by breaking the whole process down. Your team can create stunningly realistic images, then use different specialized models to animate them, whether you want something that looks like user-generated content for social media or a high-end cinematic ad. Then you just assemble the clips. It completely democratizes high-quality video. So, where is this all headed? Well, looking out to 2026, we're moving beyond simple prompt and response. The next big thing is the rise of proactive, autonomous AI agents that can handle complex, multi-step projects all on their own. This timeline really puts it into perspective. We came from a world where we did everything manually. Right now, we prompt an AI for one specific output. The next leap, and it's a big one, is what we're calling agentic orchestration. You don't give a command, you give a high-level goal, and the agent figures out all the steps and executes the entire plan. And you know what? The keyboard is on its way out for these kinds of tasks. The main interface is going to be your voice. Leaders will become more like orchestrators. Imagine just saying, reschedule my Thursday flight to a later time and inform my team. An AI agent would then go research flights, book the new ticket, and send out all the necessary updates, all without any further input from you. So, all of this leads to the most important question of all. What do you, as a leader, need to do right now to prepare your organization for this future? The mandate for 2026 is actually pretty clear and actionable. It really boils down to 3 non-negotiable actions. First, you have to stay aware. You don't need to be a coder, but you do need to have a constant pulse on what's possible. Second, focus on using this technology to amplify your people, to make them more productive, not just to replace tasks. And third, and this might be the most crucial part, you have to create a culture that empowers your people to become builders themselves. So I'll leave you with this final thought. The new age of AI is really the age of speed. Your competitors are no longer limited by old development timelines. They're identifying problems and deploying solutions in days. So the ultimate question for every leader is this: is your organization culturally and structurally built to move that fast?